Happy Vlogmas Day 18. I got ahead, so I didn't realize I didn't have one for today, and it's like 4:30, and I'm like, oops, I don't have one for today. I better hurry up and do one. So I'm just going to ask random questions that pop into my head about Christmas. Nothing prepared at all. I'm watching Home Alone, so that made me think about, what are your favorite Christmas movies? I like It's a Wonderful Life. I like the original Miracle on 34th Street, the black and white one with, I think it was Maureen O'Hara. I don't like Polar Express very well. I like Elf. That's a lot of fun. I should look and see if I can find Elf. I enjoy Elf. I just finished watching Avatar because the new Avatar is coming out this week, or is already out maybe. And I remembered not liking it very well, so I watched it again to give it a second try, and I liked it better this time, and I think I didn't like it last time because I did it in 3D, and I just don't like 3D. It makes me a little sick, and I don't like all this stuff flying at me, so so I'm supposed to go with some friends to watch Avatar on Tuesday, but it's 3 hours, so I don't know. That's a long movie. Oh, back to Christmas. Let's see, Christmas letter or no letter? Do you write out a Christmas letter and mail it out? Or do you just send cards, or you don't do any of that stuff anymore? I sent out a few cards to like some of y'all, those addresses I had. I had a whole book full of addresses for y'all, and now I can't find it. So anybody I could scrounge up their address, I made some cards to send out today, but not very many because I don't have very many people's addresses. Let's see, what else? Do you start listening to Christmas carols as soon as Thanksgiving's over? There's a channel here there's two channels, and one plays Christmas music from Thanksgiving on, and it's all secular stuff like rocking around the Christmas tree and stuff like that. And then the other one it's a Christian station, so they play a lot of carols and things like that, but they do some secular stuff, but it's mostly like the old school carols and things, and I prefer that. We finally did some Christmas carols at church this morning, and I really enjoy Christmas carols. What's your favorite Christmas carol? Almost always, every church I've ever been to, when they do the Christmas Eve service, the last one they do is Silent Night, and you pass they turn out the lights and you pass the candle from person to person, and you can watch the whole place light up. That's really cool. We always do that too. So we have we have a service, Christmas Eve service, but it's on the 23rd at 7 p.m. And then on actual Christmas Eve, there's one at 3, one at 4:30, and one at 6. And then they're not going to do a Christmas Day service because Christmas Eve's a Sunday, I think. Or is it Christmas is on a Sunday? I don't think they're going to do one on Sunday. Just the Christmas Eve ones. And what's your favorite Christmas dinner? We have weird stuff. Depends on where I am and who I'm with. We have the Lowest family get together, which is me and my kids and their kids, so the 9 of us, and we'll have stuff like fajitas or burgers or brats or stuff like that. If it's at home and I'm making it, back in the day, I always made a ham. In fact, I'm thinking about buying a ham. I think I missed where they were 97 cents a pound. I might go look tomorrow, because when the new ads come out, they usually don't take effect till Wednesday, so the 97-cent hams might still be available. And I don't need a whole big ham, but I figured if I make the ham, then I can freeze part of it, keep the bone, and make some bean soup. You know, there's lots of stuff I can do with a ham. Feed me for a few days. Something I learned here in the South that I'd never heard of, and actually like it, is boiled ham. You put it in a big old pot of water, and you can boil it for all day long if you want, for hours, and it's doesn't get dried out, it's tender. So I'll probably make a boiled ham, because that way your oven's not on forever and you can just boil it. I mean, it only takes 2 or 3 hours, or you can boil it for like a long time, depending on what's going on in your life. We've had prime rib before, not prime rib, ribeye. We've had ribeye for Christmas before. We have weird stuff for Christmas. A lot of people, I know my other daughter-in-law's sister-in-law, she's Hispanic, so they almost always have tamales with Christmas. A lot of Hispanic people do tamales for, made from scratch tamales. That's always yummy. Let's see, what else? Is there a favorite Christmas candy? I like homemade marshmallow cream fantasy fudge. I like all the time, not just at Christmas. I like C's candy, which you can get out in California, but you can't get here. Once in a while, they'll have pop-ups in stores, and, in malls, and you can get it, but for the most part, you can't get C's here. And they have a really good English toffee. It's yummy. I really like a good English toffee. But how about like drink flavors? Like, do you like peppermint in your tea or coffee or hot chocolate? Or do you prefer mocha flavored? I prefer peppermint because mocha is coffee flavored, and I don't like coffee. I don't like coffee. I don't like the smell of coffee. Even people that don't like to drink coffee usually like the smell. I don't like mocha candy, mocha ice cream. I don't like mocha nothing, like coffee, anything. Yuck. I'm more of a peppermint kind of girl. I bought some and I already drank it all. There's only 20 in the package, and I make 2 at a time because I got this big giant thing that I make my tea in, so this will last me most of the day. So I put 2 tea bags in it because it's so big. I showed it to you for a taste test Tuesday. It was that white chocolate peppermint stuff. It was yummy, but it's gone. I already drank it all. I had 2 a day for however many days, a few days, more than 2 a day some days. So it's gone already. Let's see, do you enjoy, back to the Christmas letters, do you enjoy getting those family sagas, or do you like roll your eyes like, ugh? Because sometimes I like getting them, but sometimes it's like, ugh, so all they do is brag about, oh, little Susie's the queen of this, and little Johnny's so wonderful, and everything is like on, now it's like that on Facebook or whatever, where it's like there's nothing ever goes wrong. Everything's perfect. You read that stuff and you think, what's wrong with my life? How come my life's not perfect? I used to write those things, but now I barely send out cards. In fact, I haven't sent cards to any of my long distance friends or family this year. I should. It's already the 18th. I should do some today and get them out. At least do everybody's okay. I moved back to my house. Here's my new address kind of card. So I'll probably do a few of those to some old time. I've got a couple friends that one of them, her husband and my husband worked together when we lived in Japan, and she got divorced and I got divorced, but we still kept in touch. And it's been, 68 to 72. So this year was 50 years ago that we were friends, and we still keep in touch. I've gone and seen her a couple times. She's out in Fresno, California. But we, keep in touch with Christmas letters at least, Then there's another friend, when I lived in Sacramento about 25 years ago, I moved there. Well, more than that, because I've lived here almost 25 years, and I lived in Sacramento 10 years, so 35 years ago I met her, and actually we met each other, I'd take that back. She's part of the reason I moved to Sacramento, because we knew each other when I lived in San Jose, our kids went to school together and we carpooled. And then they moved up to the Sacramento area, and then after I got divorced, my sister and I started looking around, and everything was so expensive. We wanted to buy a duplex together, so we decided to move up to Sacramento, kind of because of her, because she really liked it up there. It was a lot more inexpensive than the Bay Area, so that's how I ended up in the Sacramento area, is because of her. So I've known her for a long, long time. Her husband's nicest guy. When I got flooded out, he worked for a trash company, and he got me one of those big old dumpster things for free to take all our ruined stuff from the flood out and just throw it in the dumpster. And those things are hundreds of dollars, and he just brought one and put it in my driveway. Twice. Because we got flooded out twice, so he did that for us twice. So when I go back to visit my sister, I usually try and swing by and see them, but it's been a while since I visited my sister, because she's got you think I got health problems. She's got way worse health problems than me, so she doesn't leave the house because she's afraid of getting COVID, and I'm afraid to fly out and see her and get COVID on the plane and then give it to her, so I haven't been to see her in a few years. I don't know. I'll kind of leave it up to her. I probably can't afford to go this year. Obviously I didn't go this year. I went to Alaska and Costa Rica. So maybe next year, if she feels it's safe for her, I'd go visit her. But I don't want her to feel like she has to let me come visit. If she's going to be uncomfortable, because she's got some weird thing wrong with her heart where it's hardening. And then she's got emphysema because she used to smoke. She hasn't smoked in like 40 years, but she's still got emphysema. So those are both kind of bad things to have with COVID. And she's got really bad asthma on top of that. So she definitely should not ever get COVID, and it'd probably kill her. So I don't want to take that kind of chance. So we don't talk even on the phone a lot, because if I don't call her, we don't talk, because she never calls me. I'm always the instigator. I'm always the one that goes there, and I'm always the one that calls. So anyway, I got off of the topic of, I sort of started on the topic of Christmas, but then I went down a different road. I make my own Christmas cards most of the time. I don't get store-bought ones very often. I almost always make them ahead, and I have like a box of them. They'll do me for the year, sometimes 2 years. Still got a bunch left, so I probably won't have to make any for next year. I got like a shoebox full of Christmas cards, shoebox full of birthday cards, some generic ones that I can turn into whatever I want, so then I can they're ready made, so I just grab one out and send it off if somebody has a death in the family, or in the hospital, or they had a new baby, or whatever. I've got some generic cards I can make into anything I want. Let's see, what other Christmas questions, topics, whatever. I don't know. Do you have an ugly Christmas sweater you wear? I've got that cowl-neck red one I wear, but I also have a couple. I've got a sweatshirt that's a Santa holding a sparkler, which is kind of weird to me. It's kind of like 4th of July and Christmas combined. And then I've got one, you see me wear it a couple times, it's red with black kind of woven through the red sweater, and it's got a penguin on it. And that one, I guess I could get away with wearing all winter, because penguins are not necessarily just Christmas. They can be all year round. So I wouldn't call either one of them ugly. The ones I think are really ugly are the ones where it's got big old balls that light up and stuff like that, where they're just really over the top. But just a regular old Christmas sweater. I like Christmas sweaters. I don't necessarily think they're ugly. I've turned my heat down because my electric bill was so high, and I got this thing for Christmas a couple years ago. It's really thick. It's got Sherpa inside of it. It's like a hooded thing that comes down about to my knees. And it's got that Sherpa kind of fleecy stuff inside, and then fleece on the outside, but it's really thick. And I could never wear it because it was always just too hot. But since I've been turning my heat down to, I turned it down to 64 in the daytime and 60 at nighttime. So I've been wearing that thing with the blanket over my legs and that thing on me. I don't have it on at the moment, but so when it gets cold, I'll put that on instead of cranking back up the heat, because I don't want to pay a fortune, because it's supposed to be somewhere in the low 40s as highs for 2 weeks. So it's going to be cold out enough that the heat's going to run all the time anyway. But if I keep it at least down a little bit, it'll run a little less. But I don't want a $500, $600 heating bill. And I left a message for a guy to come out and look at my heater, but he didn't get back to me. But it was Friday afternoon, so you know, maybe Monday he'll get back to me. Speaking of Monday, unless things change, I'm going over to Sasha, aka Kiki, from Kiki's Cracker Jack Life. Because we were going to meet Thursday. She wasn't feeling good. I wasn't feeling very good. So now we're going to try for tomorrow. And tomorrow's supposed to be crazy Texas weather. A high of 42 and a low of 40. So it's only 2 degrees difference between the high and the low. So it's pretty much going to be in the low 40s the whole day. And when we go out to my son's house on the 23rd for our multi-family, you know, the whole family Christmas, Lovis family Christmas, it's supposed to be down in the 30s and get into the teens at night. So I hope it doesn't ice over, because I don't want to drive in the ice. If it gets icy on the way back from their house, because my son's driving, I'll just say, hey, I'm not going home. I'm spending the night on your couch, because I don't want to drive in the ice, because we get thick black ice here in Texas. We don't get snow very much, but that black ice is worse than snow. All right, that's enough rambling. I filled up my Vlogmas with some vloggies. So let me know what you think, your favorite Christmas movie, song, all that kind of stuff. And tomorrow's Mask Monday, so we will probably do that, because I still have all those 12 masks of Christmas that I got from my granddaughter. So I still have a bunch of those, so we'll do one of those tomorrow. I'm not sure what I'll do with it, but we will do a Mask Monday. And then probably Tuesday, I'll be able to upload what went on with Sasha at Kiki's Cracker Jack Life, Crack Box, whatever it is, Kiki's Cracker Jack something. So I should be able to upload by Tuesday. And before you know it, it's going to be Christmas Eve. I can't believe it. I work at church on Christmas Eve at the 3 o'clock service. I'm what's called a section host, and they divide the sanctuary into sections, and we go in early, and as people come in, we welcome them, we answer questions, we chit-chat, we pray for them, whatever. I have my little section of people that sometimes it's the same people, sometimes it's different people, but I always sit in the same place. And then I've got 8, 10 rows, something like that, of people that I walk around and talk to the 10 or 15 minutes before church starts. That's kind of my job. And on Christmas Eve, it'll probably be extra people that don't normally come. I call them Keisters, the Christmas and Easter people. They gave us these big old pile of cards with our services, and they're like, these aren't reminder cards, these are invitations. So take some, but don't keep it as a reminder. Take it as an invitation to invite somebody to come to Christmas Eve service. Oh, I know what else I could do tomorrow. I could read some more of that book. Y'all seem to like that. So we could read some more of the Rick Warren book on Christmas. So that's what we'll do tomorrow. Mass Monday and the purpose of Christmas. So look forward to that tomorrow. Love y'all. Bye-bye.